Hey y'all, it's your girl Tosh Shana, and I'm back with another motivational video so we can change energies and raise frequencies to help make the world a better place. How y'all doing today? If you are here, it is because God has you here, or the higher universe or the higher power has attracted you to this video so you can reap some motivation or some informational things that will help change your life or change your mentality for the better, or just give out information to help push the world forward in a more positive and better direction. So if you're here, please today like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to receive the videos that are released immediately upon me releasing them. So let's go ahead with today's video. Today's video is about the deadbeat daddies and the deadbeat mamas. This subject needs to be talked about, and this subject needs to be trending. A lot of people don't know what they do. And some people know what they do, they just don't give a crap about what they do, or they don't give a crap about who it affects. Some people can, or most people, only can vibe or associate or love or care, or be as deep as they are able to go deep within. They're only able to know as much as they're able to know within their self. So a lot of people are just ignorant to the fact that they are hurting their self, hurting their kids, hurting their spouse, hurting the world, hurting the next generation, hurting ultimately, like I said, their self with what they ingest as far as recreational things, with what they feed themselves, what they put in their body. If it has a lot of chemicals, non-chemicals, organic, non-organic, healthy organics, that is, like raw diet, raw fruits, raw vegetables. It's okay to splurge. It's okay to eat unhealthy every now and then, but every day and all day and every day, it's not okay. If you want somebody to care about the quality of your life, you're going to want to live a long and healthy life with the person that actually loves you and wants to be there for you. So why not take care of yourself so that can be attracted to you, and you can have a person that also takes care of themselves. But people also don't take care of themselves mentally. They sit there and they listen to all these negative songs, these demonic songs, satanic songs, negative. They watch these negative videos. They just watch the wrong thing and get enticed by the wrong thing, like name brand things, and ass and titties and men's private parts flying everywhere across the TV or movies and videos and things like this. Like I said, tend to go viral, tend to be getting pushed around the earth because everybody is asleep. Nobody's awoke. Nobody is paying attention to the way the world is being conditioned and programmed, and people are just asleep and they don't care, or they're just ignorant to the fact and they don't care. Some people just don't care. And if you don't care about the quality of your own life, you're not caring about the quality of your children's life or your kids' life. Especially these deadbeat dads and these deadbeat mamas, because it goes both ways. You have mothers that are using their kids as pawns to get money from extra money, and just money from good ass fathers out here who take care of their kids, or refuse to let the dad see their kids because the mama not getting enough money, or she just worried about what the dad doing in his life and what he got going on. He can't even she can't even worry about her own stuff and worry about her child. So if she miserable, she gonna try to make his life miserable too. But it goes both ways. Effective co-parenting cannot happen if the parents are worried about each other, or if one person is even worried about the other parent is not giving a crap about the child. It only works if both parents put the child or the children first and care about the quality of the child's life first, and put all differences to aside, all negative situations to aside, and co-parent for that child. Even if y'all are not together no more, the most important thing and that came from your relationship is that child. And so therefore that child should be first and foremost. Like, you should not have to bring the courts in your business. But the courts only usually get put in your business for one or two things: divorce, or the mom or the dad is not helping take care of the child or children, and child support needs to be enforced. I'm not saying that I'm against or for child support. What I'm saying is I am for a child being taken care of by both parents, but ain't nobody going to make a parent be there if they don't want to. And even if child support is enforced because of food stamps, Medicare, medical, or things like that, um, you can take further steps to sue a person or to take things from a person, which I don't feel like the need to have to do that, or somebody else shouldn't feel the need to have to do that, because karma is real. You're going to reap what you sow. God ain't going to bless nobody that don't take care of their kids, period. And then you have men out here that just go around sticking his thing in any old everybody, having babies left and right. And every time a relationship don't work, they leave their relationship and they go be with a new woman and get her pregnant right away, as if the kids that you just had in the last relationship doesn't matter, that they don't need their father, or they don't need their dad, or because the dad cannot control the mom, once again worried about the mom and what she's doing, he's going to stop bringing in monetary support, or even getting the kids, or helping pick them up from school, or help pick them up from daycare, or pay for their lunch, or whatever. He's going to stop doing that because he can't control the mother, or be around the mother, or still get sex from the mother, or whatever he wants from the mother. And it's sad because, once again, effective co-parenting cannot happen if the situation is not based on the kids and solely the kids or the children alone. You cannot worry about the past. You will not have a future or be able to co-parent for the future if you're looking into the past, looking into the relationship, looking at the hurt, looking at the negative. You got to let that go. You have to understand that it's done. It's over. Okay, it's done and it's over. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to focus on taking care of the kids 50-50. Nobody get over on nobody. Nobody care about what nobody's doing outside of that. The kid is the 100% most important thing, person, situation, and like everything, the environment, everything needs to match for this child. And it's sad because situations could not happen like this, or situations cannot form like this if people actually take the time to sit down and get to know somebody before having kids. And I'm not going to say this is one of my mistakes, because my kids are definitely not, I don't regret any of them. But what I will say is that I didn't take the time to love me first. I didn't take the time to go to school or just find my career, or find what I loved, or find what I wanted to do, or figure out who I was before I brought kids in this world to be with somebody who I didn't even know. I wouldn't say not know nothing about, but I didn't know them in all their seasons. Like, 1 year is not, I don't think, is enough time for you to completely learn somebody and to know if they're going to switch up and change. But then again, as long as you are on your P's and Q's and they are on their P's and Q's, usually a person won't get comfortable until they feel like they got somebody in the position or the place that they want them. And that's when people start getting comfortable and they stop doing the things that they did in order to be with that person or get that person in the beginning. And that's when the relationship starts going downhill. But by that time, there should not be any kids involved or introduced into that relationship, because again, women and men try to trap each other with these kids, thinking that you could stay for the kids. You can't stay in a relationship for the kids. Not only is it going to traumatize the kids, not only is it going to hurt the kids, but it's going to traumatize each person in the relationship, and it's going to hold you back, keep you stagnant, keep you stressed out and going through negative things constantly in a negative environment, in negative situations. And you don't want your children to see that, because monkey see monkey do, or what they see is what they do. And kids are watching. Kids can feel energy. Even if they're not able to see, they can hear, they can smell, they can think, they can feel. Even if they're not able to see, they can hear all that yelling. They could, like, blood has a metallic smell. Like if you get your lip busted or whatever, like babies and things, they can smell things, they can sense things, they can sense energy when their parent is scared, or when their parent's down, or when their parent's crying. You have to be careful what you bring around your child, or let happen around your child, or let your children see and let them go through, because it could change them for the better, or it can change them for the worse. That's why even after something negative goes on, or you're stuck in a relationship for a while before you just let it go, and they've seen a lot of horrific things, it's best that you sit that child down and you talk to that child about what were their feelings, about what they seen, about just things to do different, so they never repeat the same things that you repeated, that caused you to keep yourself low and keep yourself in a low frequency, so you can't rise, or so you can't be a better you and a better version you, so you can ultimately be a better mother or father for your child. But that's the thing. A lot of people are just doing things just to do things, and they're just putting themselves in situations so they can better themselves for the moment, or they can try to hang on to something to try to better themselves for the long run. But because they feel like they got a person where they have a person, they're not trying anymore. They're just attached. And whatever happens, happens. And again, you have deadbeat mothers and fathers. The mothers will run off and go cheat and just try to have different agendas outside of the family. And you have fathers that run off and cheat and go have different agendas other than the family. You have both sexes trying to have double lives, live double lives, when none of this to be going on when you're talking about bringing a child into the world. None of this should be going on when you're talking about bringing a beautiful soul, a innocent soul into the world. But don't nobody care about that innocent soul. Don't nobody care about that soul when they only thinking about the next person, or they only thinking about their self in a situation and what they can get from that situation. Um, and again, like I said, in the beginning, people like to act. They like to act. They don't like to show their true colors. And eventually, when they got somebody where they want them in the position that they want them in, they start being comfortable. And that's a red flag. That's one of the main red flags you need to see, and you need to get away as soon as you notice things like that. Um, because abuse is real, and it could be mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. Like abuse can be all the way around the board. And you have to be with somebody that's evenly yoked. And that's one thing I never learned because of the environments and the situations that I grew up in growing up. So yes, I'm taking this time, and I'm taking the next couple years of my life to just focus on me, and focus on my journey, and focus on bettering myself and my kids, to see where we can go and do and prosper in the future. And I'm not going to say that co-parenting or taking care of kids is easy, because it's not. But again, it should be your number one priority when you're in a relationship and you decide to bring kids into the world. And even when you separate, or you divorce, or you go your separate ways, kids should be your number one priorities. You shouldn't be thinking about that man and what he doing. You shouldn't be thinking about that girl and what she doing. As long as they are not harming your kids and putting your kids in harm's way, you should let that man live his life and let that woman live her life, as long as the kids are taken care of wholeheartedly. Now, I do think that the courts shouldn't be involved. I do think that a number, or days and visitation schedules and a number for as far as child support and things like that should be discussed amongst the mom and dad, and they should agree to something and they should stick to it for the kids. But because most people are out here just stroking and poking, young, dumb, and full of cum, they're not thinking about how much it actually costs to raise a child, how much mental strength it actually uses to raise a child, how much emotions you have to put in raising a child, and how much physical. Like, you cannot just sit down on your butt and raise a child. It don't work like that. You have to get up and move around and show your child the world and show your child what to do and show your child what not to do. Everybody's situation is different. So I'm not just basing it on my situation, give or take physical, mental, emotional, and financial stimuli. But you got to do better for these kids. We have to do better for the next generation. And you have so many deadbeat mothers and deadbeat fathers out here. It's not even funny. They would rather go to jail than pay their child support. They would rather go take care of the next man's kids or the next female's kids before they take care of their own. They would rather go start a whole new family than to even think about the kids that they already got into this world. But let me tell you something, baby. That is the mother and the father, the deadbeat mother and father. That is your opportunity of loss. That is your loss. That is your loss. Because those kids are going to grow up to do amazingly and wonderful things as long as they have a good parent, a vibrant parent, or parent that's supporting them and pushing them forward and talking to them about everything that went wrong in y'all relationship, not talking about the parent, but talking about the wrong that they did as far as being in the relationship once they get older enough. Because kids, they have a hard time with separation. They have a hard time with divorce. They have a hard time with parents splitting up. So the younger you do it, the better. That's why I always say it's not okay and it's not right for you to stay in a relationship just for the kids, because the kids are going to see that you are unhappy. And do you want your child to go through that? Do you want your daughter to think it's okay to get beat on, hit on, slapped on, punched on, spit on, talked down to, degraded, stressed out all the damn time, used as a rug, doormat all the damn time? No, I don't think so. But sons can be treated the same way. Do you want your son getting beat on, used as a doormat, spit on, slapped, punched, cut, kicked, beat up, jumped, because he's messing with a deadbeat ass mama or a little girl in a relationship that don't want to grow up and be the mother that the child needs to be? No, sometimes we just do things and we get lost in life, and we have kids with people we had no business having kids with. But again, everything happens for a reason. Everything is a learning lesson and a blessing. And you have to take it as a lesson and a blessing, and you have to grow from it, because you can grow from any situation that you've been put in. And you can always direct your path every given day. You can change the path of your life if you don't feel like it's going the way you want it to go. But we gotta stop with the deadbeat and the deadbeat mamas and the deadbeat daddies. We have to stop just having kids with random people for no reason. Like, you have some smart people out here that are just, focused on their career, focused on their self, focused on getting somewhere, focused on working, focused on doing the right thing, not having kids with nobody, but they're still distracted. They're still distracted by their environment, situation, things, and places that they go and people around them, that they're not focused on their self. And if a person can't be focused on their self wholeheartedly, they're not going to get nowhere. And I take it back to that being of the deadbeat and the dead mama. Like, if they can't focus on bettering themselves and getting better for themselves, how the heck do they think they're going to get better and do better for their child or for their children? It's so many kids out here in foster care. It's so many kids out here in orphanages across the globe, not just America. It's so many kids growing up in single parent households that the government don't even take account for, that jobs don't even care that you are the only sole parent for that house, and you might can't be at the job like a two-parent household. You might can't stress out as much as a two-parent household. You might ain't got the financial capabilities of a two-parent household. And these jobs in the world don't understand that. So it's better you wait until you find the right one. You wait until you be with the right one for years, and you know this person from the top to the bottom to the side, and then bring kids into the world. And then you two will more than likely make it because you both chose to bring that child in the world when you both were set in your life, set in your career, set in your happiness, set in your, in your creation of what y'all built together. But if you just jump into a relationship and jump right into getting pregnant and having a kid, you're almost always going to end up in separation or divorce, because you guys might have different parenting styles. You guys might be growing separate because of your careers. You might be growing separate because one is awoke and one is asleep. You might be growing separate because of religious views, or just the way people live their life. Some people might be a street runner. Some people might be a homebody. Like, if you don't understand these things before you start having kids, you will more than likely be a single mom or a single dad. And then the person that don't give a crap about the situation or the children or you is going to go off and be a deadbeat dad and a deadbeat mom and get no repercussions and get nothing, no discipline from it. They just go and live their merry life. They will eventually get their karma, though, because the person that don't take care of their kids is not going to be blessed. I don't care what nobody say. God is not going to bless that person. That person going to go so far and something going to happen. And karma is definitely going to show up to that person. You cannot be a deadbeat and a deadbeat father or a deadbeat mother and expect for you to just walk back in your kid's life when they made it to the yams, or when they made it to be successful. That's not how it works. Even though a person forgives you, they don't have to be around you. They don't have to support you. They could love you from a distance, because hey, if it walk like a duck, talk like a duck, and quack like a duck, it's a duck. If the person showed you who they are the first time, believe them. Believe them. Unless they consistently and persistently work to change themselves and show you change persistently over time and consistently over time, then that's when maybe you could start believing them. But it's going to take longer than a year or two. That's why it takes a longer than a year or two to actually know somebody and get to learn somebody and be around somebody and understand somebody for who they really are. When they're happy, when they're mad, when they're sad, when they're crying, when all their emotions, like, you want to see them in their times and how they react. But you can't test a person. You got to let these things happen naturally, because then you'll just sabotage the relationship. I'm saying all this to say we have to focus on us and get ourselves together mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially before you can even think about bringing children into this world. I'm not saying it's not doable, because I'm doing it. I'm living proof of it every day. But that don't mean it's not hard. And that don't mean it's more stressful than it had to be if I would have just did things the right way. I don't regret my kids. I don't If I could do it all over again, I would do it the same way. I don't want to change anything about it, because my kids are amazing and they're awesome and they really made parenting easy, and they still make parenting easy to this day. But this is just part of my story. And we're going to keep going, and we're going to keep pushing, and we're going to keep thriving and going forward and get where we need to be as a tight knit, close family. But it does take a toll on you being a single parent, whether it's of one child or 5 kids. It takes a toll on you. And the deadbeat mothers and the deadbeat fathers just get to go on with their life. And you think they're having fun and you think they're happy and you think they living a life, but they're not. Don't worry about nothing about them because their karma's going to come to them. But we can stop deadbeat mothers and deadbeat fathers in their tracks if we stop giving them these kids. If we stop just handing out kids to any old body that don't deserve them. So let's think about the next generation and pushing the next generation forward and things that we could do better to help the next generation. Comment down below if you are a parent. Comment down below if you are a single parent, if you are a single dad, if you are a single mom, and some of the struggles that you face raising kids alone, and just be motivation to each other to help one another get through it and know that it's not the end of the tunnel. It's not over. Like, you got so much more life to go. Keep going, keep pushing. You can do it. I have faith in you. Like, and let's stop giving power to these deadbeat fathers and these deadbeat mothers and leave them in the deadbeats that they at. Because eventually them beats is gonna fall and they gonna flatline and they karma gonna come to them. Their karma is gonna come to them. So with that being said, and for whatever it's worth, I love y'all and I hope y'all have a very beautiful, blessed day. Mwah.